Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So guys, today is the 24th June of 2025. Today is the 24th June 2025 and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is set to be released on the 18th of July 2025. Now many people are involving in his release. Many people like Kubana chief priest have joined Rochas Okorocha to demand for his release. So in his words, he said, we all have not had access to our hometown. Only his release will restore peace to our region. That is what Kubana Chief Priest is saying. Before, many people did not believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is now they are realizing, probably because of what happened in Plateau State, Benue State, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching to them. Now they are realizing that this man is not a terrorist. This man was actually saving Nigeria as at then, but Nigerian government did not listen. So now people are now realizing his mission in this country. So people believe that people believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that can restore peace and unity in this country. So according to Kubana Chief Priest, he said, we all have not had access to our hometown. Only his release will restore peace to our region. There are so many people that need to go to their hometown to do a lot of things. But because of what these people are doing, what these Fulani people are doing, they're unable to go to their hometown. Many people have left their farms because of these Fulani people. Yes, people like Dero Farrell to me left hectares of land because of these Fulani people. That's to show you that Fulani people are gradually taking over the lands in Nigeria. In fact, they have spread in all the 36 states in this country. So now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is set to be freed. Like his trial is under dead law. They are trying him under dead law. He's being tried under dead law. Law that doesn't exist again. So now, IPOB members have come out to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will surely be released on the 18th of July. You guys know that they closed the case between federal government and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So then the judge gave them 14 days to write a written note and also gave 14 days to government to reply. And IPB members are they are ready, or Mazi Kanu is set to be released on the 18th of July, as they said there's no evidence, or he's being tried under dead law that doesn't exist again. So the IPOB legal team led by barrister Onyekachi Ifedi raised a damning point. He said all charges against Kanu is rooted in repealed or outdated laws. Yes, all the charges, against Martin and the Kanu they are all outdated. They don't exist again. But Nigerian government, remember they will do all in their power to make sure they silence, even when they know that they are wrong or the charges against him are outdated. Now let's check. For instance, the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013, which forms the backbone of most of the terrorism charges against Kanu, was repealed in 2022. Guys, imagine the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013. This is the backbone of all the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was outdated since 2022. And another one is the Customs and Exercise Management Act, used for the transmitter importation charge, was also outdated since 2023. So why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in that place? Why is he still held illegally? Nigerian government knows what they are doing. They are trying all in their possible best to make sure that that man rots in jail. But IPOB members has come out to say that in fact, his case, he has no case to answer. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu severally, he comes out to say that he has no case to answer. He was illegally brought and kidnapped from Kenya to Nigeria. He has no case to answer. So you can see that the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013 was it doesn't exist again. It was outdated since 2022. And then they said he smuggled transmitter and he kept his transmitter where he keeps his household item. And I'm asking if transmitter not a household item, because there are some people that have transmitter in their house. So where is he supposed to keep his transmitter? Should he like create or customize a bag, and label it transmitter bag? Like these people said, they accused him of smuggling his transmitter. Why the Customs and Exercise Management Act used for the transmitter importation charge was outdated since 2023. So as you can see that all charges against Kanu are retailed in repealed or outdated laws. So now legally, this means that the charges have no foundation in current Nigerian law. Worse still, IPOB says the court itself amended certain charges without properly recording it on the official charge sheet. That's a fatal procedural error. Guys, can you imagine? So, the worst of all is not just that these charges are outdated, but you know, this means that they are saying that IPOB said that the court itself amended certain charges without properly recording it on the official charge sheet. You can see that they illegally amended some outdated laws, and they have refused to properly record it in the official charge sheet. That's to show you that Nigerian government, their plan is just bring down or finally bring down Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or because they know they cannot stand the Afghan government. So now they say that there are no named victims. This is what IPOB members are saying. They are saying that there are no named victims. And then there is no evidence of violence and terrorism. Imagine that they accuse someone of terrorism, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been there for like getting to 5 years now, and even up till now, they don't have any proof or any tangible proof to show that this man is actually guilty of a crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not convicted of any crime till now. After all the witnessing and everything, after all the DSS witness, till now they cannot prove this man is a terrorist. And then there is no evidence of violence or terrorism, and also no direct testimony from any soldier or any police officer or any civilian allegedly harmed by Kanu or IPOB. Nobody has come out to say that Kanu killed his loved one or Kanu killed his father or anyone. Even a soldier has not come out to say anything. These people don't have a proof that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist or he has been financing terrorists. They know, Nigerian government knows the true sponsors of terrorists in this country. They know everything. Even the chief of defense staff came out to say that he knows people that are sponsoring insecurity or they are sponsoring these bad guys. But what have he done? The only thing he comes out to say is comes to tell Nigeria that he knows who they are sponsoring. Why don't you go after them and bring them there? Why are they so interested in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why is this DSS so interested in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Nigerian government are so interested in propaganda instead of prosecution. That's just exactly how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is going. Why all these bad guys that are terrorizing everywhere? Guys, you know what happened in Benue State? Why is it they don't want to go after these guys? Even some Fulani men that came out on social media to say that this is just the beginning of their attack. That they can kill 150 people because of one man. These are the main terrorists. They will not go after them, but they will go after an innocent person that has no record of killing or any crime. Nigerian government like going after decent, innocent ones, people that say they want to, people. You see, one thing Nigerian government don't know that is Kanu is trying to save Nigeria, but then they are going after him. Yes, because everything he said then is happening now. It's happening even in Benue State. Kanu said that one day that these Fulani guys he was preaching about the dangers of these Fulani guys, the dangers ahead, which Nigerian government were not seeing as at then. He was preaching and they choose to ignore him and called him a terrorist. Now, what is happening in Nigeria? He said one day this Fulani man is going to rape your women, is going to rape girls, and that's exactly what's happening today. And now some, even APC members are now realizing that this man actually had greater plans for Nigeria. Do you think people that are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the cause of insecurity in the East, ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention, what has happened? The insecurity got worse self. It got worse. We used to say that he was in detention and then he was still ordering attack. To tell you that Nigerian government are the full sponsors of these people, these bandits. By the way, some terrorists even come out to say that this AK-47, that they don't have money to buy them, that it was given to them. That should tell you that these guns, that some people, even Dele Farutimi said that there are some people, even in Nigerian politicians, some are Yoruba chief, that are sponsors of Fulani. Look at, till now, they called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. Till now, they cannot prove. There is no evidence. There is no violence. There is no violence that have linked to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, can you imagine what is happening? They're just holding that man illegally in that place for how many years, when Nigerian government knows that, the only thing is why they feel, some people are saying that it is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an evil man. That is why he's still there, because Sunday Igboho actually agitated. Yes. And also, Asari Dukubo also agitated in Ijo. So why are they not in detention? The truth is that one of the reasons is that is because he's an evil man, and also Nigerian government knows that they cannot stand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu cannot stand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows better, or knows their plan. That is why they have choose to silence him. They are doing all in their powers to make sure that they bring down Biafran government, and they don't know that Biafran government is a spirit, because honestly, when Ojuku died, if Biafran government was not a spirit, or if Biafra is not a spirit, when Ojuku died, everybody was expecting that Biafra governments will also die, but no. Someone took it up and then it continued. So that's to tell you that Biafra government is a spirit. So Nigerian government is doing all in their powers to make sure that they bring down Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or he rots there in prison. So thank God that they have closed the case with the federal government, because there is no case to answer. So now, despite over 4 years of trial and multiple amended charges, the federal government has failed to present any credible or admissible evidence. That's to tell you, for over 4 years now, getting to 5 years, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been coming to court. Do you know that the federal government, even the DSS, they have refused to bring or to present? In fact, they don't even have. That is why they say that there is no case here. On October 2022, appeal court actually ruled out this case and told everyone to go. But what happened? Nigerian government refused and went to the Supreme Court, and then the case continued. There is no case to answer, but Nigerian government doesn't want to admit this. Despite 4 years, getting to 5 years of his trial, and also the multiple amended charges, the federal government has refused to present a credible admissible evidence that can show that Kanu is a terrorist, or that can show that Ipob is a terrorist. Look at what is happening in Yamufo. Now, one thing is that they said that it is Eastern Security Network that is causing the insecurity in Yamufu. And you guys know that Yamufu is one of the or the community in Enugu State that they are known for food. Well, we can see that Yamufu is under siege. Like, these bad guys has almost, in fact, they are terrorizing the people in Yamufu. Now, one thing is, Eastern Security Network were okay, they were in Yamufu before fighting these Fulani men, but something happened. They were now, labeling them, saying that they are the ones buying them. Now, they withdraw them from Yamufu, and then look at what is happening. They are the ones crying for help now. That's to tell you that Eastern Security Network, their work is to be in the bush to fight these Fulani men, but at the end, they will start accusing them of buying them, and you can see what's happening now. Fulani men are the ones terrorizing them. So now the question we need to be asking ourselves is, why is Kanu being tried? Like, what is he like? The question is, Nnamdi Kanu, what is Nnamdi Kanu being tried for? That's the question. What is he being tried for? Because I don't see any case here. In fact, there's no case to answer. This case has been ruled out since years ago in 2022 October. So why is this case still, why are they still trying? Why is it still coming to court? There's no case, there's no evidence. They cannot prove he's a terrorist. They can't. So now, IPOB, the question is, what exactly is Nnamdi Kanu being tried for? We need to be asking the government, this question. Now, the answer is politics. That's just the answer. Because they describe the case as a media trial, where the court of public opinion has replaced the court of law. Now, Nigerian government claim that they practice democracy, but they don't. In fact, in Nigeria, there's nothing like democracy, because they don't even obey court judgment. They don't obey court rule. They don't obey the rule of law. Yes, they don't obey it. They are the ones that, imagine people that are making laws for us, people like Bill. Guys, can you imagine? People that are making laws for Nigeria. Now, the same people that make this law, they are the same people that also break the law. There is no law. Nigeria is a lawless country, because if Nigeria is not a lawless country, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be there, because Nigerian government has refused to obey court judgments because Nnamdi Kanu has been acquitted years ago. Years ago. So I would just say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted, not prosecuted. Now, IPOB members, are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being tried under dead law, under laws that doesn't exist, under outdated laws. Now, the question we need to be asking, or the question legal observers, because legal observers, even American observers has come to court, to observe what is happening. Even in the last court section, they were there to observe how Nigerian governments are, how the trial is going. And then they have asked this question. These are the questions they're asking. They're asking, why is IPOB declared a terrorist group via an expert order, which requires no debate or defense? None of them can answer this question because they know the truth. And then they also asked, why is the judiciary allowing a case being based on repealed law to proceed? A law that is outdated. Why are they allowing a judicial? Why is the judiciary allowing a case based on repealed law to proceed? That's it. None of them can answer this question because they are doing all in their powers to make sure they silence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that he will not stop talking. The crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because of his talking. If he was silenced, like Sundibo was agitating, we should know that. And then not just that, he was agitating, and when they went to raid his house, when they went to search his house, they saw weapon. That's terrorism. What's happening? Sunday boy is not in custody. He's going, he's even traveling even outside the country, coming in freely. He's a free man. So that you can't actually prove that this man is a terrorist. You have not seen him with any weapon. He's in custody. It's because of he has refused to keep silent. The crime of Simeon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just that they have refused to keep silent because people see them as someone that voice out their pains. In Nigeria, you don't talk. If you talk, they will silence you. They don't want anyone to criticize them, even when it's our right to say that this person is not doing well, but they'll go after you. IGP came out to say that anyone that criticized any government official will be arrested. But look at what is happening in Benue State. They will not go after them. They will not be in the bush, but they are good in arresting people that comes out to say they are hungry, people that comes out to protest to say they are hungry. If these people had good lives in their house, do you think they will come out and protest? That is what this Nigerian government don't know. They don't care about the welfare of the people at all. So now, and the last question American observers are asking is, why is the government more interested in propaganda than prosecution? You can see, for like 3 years, when Binta Nyako was actually presiding over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, he did not experience anything like free trial. It was not fair, sorry, a fair trial. It was not fair at all. They kept adjourning the case. They kept it until Omotosho actually started presiding over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, and then we are seeing progress. So the question American observers are saying is, why is the government more interested in propaganda than prosecution? In fact, IPOB referenced the Lagos Judicial Panel on NSAS, which found the Nigerian security forces were responsible for the violence, not IPOB. During the NSAS, I don't know if you guys remember, I think that was 2020. That was 5 years ago. The attack that happened that period, they said it was IPOB. Then now people are now realizing that it was not IPOB that actually conducted the attack, but it was Nigerian security forces that did that. And then they see this entire trial as a deliberate narrative to discredit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, distract from human rights violation, and criminalize the demand for self-determination. Is self-determination in a crime? Remember that one thing led to another thing. Yes. In Igbos, they actually wanted one Nigeria as at then many years ago. I think that was 1967 years to 1970. That was, when the genocide happened. People call it Biafran War, but if you check, it's not a war. That was a genocide, because if it was a war, the soldiers would have gone after their fellow soldiers. They would have gone after Biafran soldiers, but they left Biafran soldiers. They now attacked innocent people, and the casualties were more in the east. Igbos died. Do you know that after the war itself, even when foreign aid, they wanted to help the Igbos with food. What happened? They blocked it with Bakassi. Some children died of malnutrition. Go on that is coming out to blab now. I think people are saying that karma is actually falling up on him. Go on is coming out to say that he's actually trying. Why he killed the Igbos is because of he was trying to unite Nigeria. And I'm asking, is Igbo tribe not part of Nigeria? You kill the Igbos trying to unite Nigeria. Does it make sense? So that's to tell you that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. That is why when you go to the government, you don't see any, in fact, you barely see an Igbo man there or taking any government or an important position in the government. You barely see an Igbo man there because they know that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. They don't want them to get to power, but they'll be using their resources, which is very bad. That's wickedness. So guys, you can see what's happening. That in fact, Igbos are being marginalized in all round, like in politically they are being marginalized. That's it. Nigeria has an Igbo problem. So now let's take a deeper look at this legal argument IPOB made. Now they mentioned repealed laws. That means you cannot try someone under a law that no longer exists. It's only in Nigeria that you see that kind of thing. Even American observers are saying this. You cannot try someone under a law that doesn't exist. That was one of the points they made. That's one of the arguments IPOBs are saying. They are trying him under a law that doesn't exist, which is not possible. Another one is procedural errors. Charges are amended from one statute to another without due process. Legally, this makes the trial null and void. Another one is custom allegation. They alleged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illegally imported transmitter in 2015 but failed to provide the shipping documents. Guys, can you see? They said he imported transmitter in 2015, but then these people have refused to provide the shipping documents for over getting to 5 years now. They have refused to provide the shipping documents, even the regulatory certification. They have refused the evidence of concealment. They have refused. So why is that man still there? You can see what Nigerian government are doing. So now that's why IPOB calls this a legal incompetence charge. They also stress that IPOB itself is not an illegal group. So now, justice, they said IPOB is not an illegal group. Everyone knows that. It's just the Nigerian government doesn't want to admit these facts. So now, Justice Bintanyoko ruled this in 2017, yet that ruling was ignored when the government secured an expert prescription order without a proper hearing. Now, this raises troubling questions about due process, rule of law, and regional bias in Nigerian judiciary. So now, you know that our judiciary is corrupt, yes. Nigerian government has put them in their pockets, whatever they say they will do. We don't have. They claim that they are practicing democracy. No, we don't even have a free. We don't. They have put them in their pockets. We should be asking questions of this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial is this raises concerns or this raises questions about due process, rule of law, and regional bias in Nigeria's judiciary. Yes, the rule of law is not obeyed. There is no due process. There is regional bias in Nigerian judiciary. So now, as this trial drags on, IPOB has one final message, and that is it. IPOB has one final message to everybody, and that is justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. Now, they are calling for international bodies to monitor the trial. They are calling for journalists to report with truth, not propaganda. And yes, one of the major problems, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always say, is the media. The media, they publish fake news or they publish news without even making investigation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always complained of the media. Every time you see them, they'll just go out and publish fake news or news that doesn't exist or rumors, and then they don't make investigation about it. So they are calling on journalists to report with truth, not propaganda. They're also calling on human rights lawyers to speak out, and for the Nigerian judiciary to remember its own precedents in defending human rights. The fate of Nnamdi Kanu is no longer just about one man. It now represents the credibility of Nigeria's justice system. So now, whether you agree with IPOB or not, one thing is clear. A justice system without transparency evidence, or a justice system without a transparency or evidence or due process, is a threat to everyone. It's not just a threat to one person, it's a threat to everyone. The trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a mirror reflecting the strength or weakness of Nigerians' democracy. Yes, his trial has just exposed the weakness of Nigerians' democracy. In fact, Nigeria has no democracy. It has just revealed that truly Nigeria has no democracy. Now, that is what IPOB are saying. Now, one thing that shocked us mostly is what happened in Simon Ekpa's case. That's one thing that shocks the world. Imagine fellow freedom fighters. It is now that we are now understanding that there are some people that entered or joined IPOB that they were pretending to be supporters, but they are not. Their mission is just to bring down IPOB or bring down that government. There are some people when they brought or kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and brought him back to Nigeria. There are some group of persons that joined IPOB, but they are not true members. They're not truly supporting IPOB. They are there. They are just spies. They are there to make sure that they bring down Nigerian government. That is what they are there for. That's just what they are there for. You can see what happened in Simeon Ekpa's case. Imagine fellow friends. In fact, one of the persons that testified against Simeon Ekpa shared food in his son's birthday. One of the persons that testified against Simeon Ekpa. When Simeon Ekpa saw this person, he was heartbroken. Imagine your fellow freedom fighter stabbing you at your back. That's to show you that, there are some people that joined IPOB as a spy to make sure that they bring down and demolish that government. They did not join there. They are not truly supporting IPOB. Now, the Biafran struggle is a serious journey. It's not a game, it's not a business, it's a matter of life and death for our people. But today, some of the biggest problems we face are not just from our enemies outside, but from people inside. Just like this Mazi Simon Ekpa's case. About three people that came from Nigeria, Nigerian people that came from, they are living in Finland. They came. These people are IPOB. These people are IPOB members, people that came to testify against Simon Ekpa. It is heartbreaking. People were shocked. Saboteurs that came to testify against Simone. And then everybody has seen the true supporters of Biafra, and then we have seen also the saboteurs in IPOB. So now, but some of the biggest problems we face are not just from our enemies. These were our enemies outside, but from people inside, those ones that will betray us, and now they want to come back quietly. So now, after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and brought back from Kenya, everything changed. In the first 6 weeks after that, many saboteurs and betrayers entered IPOB, pretending to support the movement, but they were secretly planning to break the leadership and scatter everything. They came claiming that they are, supporting the movement, but no, they are saboteurs and betrayers. They entered IPOB to secretly plan to break the leadership and scatter everything, and it's happening now. We have just seen the true saboteurs of IPOB, and we have seen the real people that are supporting this movement, Biafran government. Some of these people are the same ones you see today shouting on the social media. They were the ones pushing and supporting people like and they even, these people came and testified saying that Biafran government doesn't exist. Please, Biafran government and Nigerian government, which one is dead, please? Because they say that Biafra is dead. So Biafran government, Biafra and Nigeria, which one is dead? Because looking at what is happening now in Nigeria, we have just come to a conclusion that we don't even have a government. In fact, we don't even have a president, because we cannot have the president, we cannot have the military, and foreign terrorists are attacking us, and the government is just watching. Nobody's doing anything about it. We don't have a government. So if the truth is that it's Nigeria that is dead, not even Biafra. True, it's just it. We have a government, and then many things are going on, not just insecurity. People are dying of hunger. The kind minimum wage they increased cannot is not even enough for an average man. It's not even enough. It cannot even transport him to his place of work. Talk more of feeding him. Or imagine a man that has families. How is he going to feed or train his children in school? That's to tell you what's happening in Nigeria. Everything is happening at once. We're talking about electricity. Now if you have data, you're a rich man. In Nigeria, if you have light in your house, you're a rich man. People don't eat, people starve. Do you know that people die? People die because of hunger. People die trying to run away from Nigeria. People die at the border. People die because of insecurity. If this thing is happening at once in Nigeria, but we have the government, we have the military. So what's the essence of these people that are in, that are senators, or these people that are in Aso Rock? What are they doing there? It is better we don't have them there and all this thing is happening. It's better we don't have a president and all this thing is happening than we have them there and these things are happening to Nigerians. And the worst is that they don't care. When they go out to protest, do you know how many protests Nigeria have done just this year? Do you know how many protests, even last year protests, the end bad governance, what happened? People went to protest, they arrested them just because they said that they are hungry. That they are hungry, they arrested them. Some are still in prison till now. If you go to the prison, you see many innocent people that they were arrested because they came out to say that they are hungry, or they came out to say that this person is not doing well. If these children, it's surprising that in Nigeria is the only country that arrests minors underaged. It's surprising. Look at what's happening. Imagine this country supporting carrying cow from one place to another. Carry, in fact, when you go to China, do you see anything like, okay, for example, pig milk. Let's use pig milk as example. Pig milk is coming from Holland, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always say. This pig milk in Holland, did they carry cow from one place to another? But they still produce pig milk that Nigeria drinks. This cow that Fulani people are carrying up and down, what is their use? Or has Nigeria become or is cow rearing now a national business that brings income to the country? The North have vast land more than the West or the East. What are they doing in the East? What are these Fulani people doing in the East, in the bush? What are they doing there? If you check, if any woman goes to the North to reside, you see that they rent house for themselves and they do well for their life. But when you see an Hausa man come here, especially the Fulanis, they'll be in the bush doing what? It's only in Nigeria that you see cow going around, dragging road with vehicle, dragging road with human beings. That's Nigeria for you. Imagine which productive country will be carrying cow around. Which in this 21st century, which productive country? And it's not like they have all these cows they carry around produce milk. No, they don't produce milk. During those days, I believe these people were not carrying cow around, but still, they still had meat to eat. They still had meat to eat. Okay, what was there? They said that these cows were grazing. Let's ask ourselves this question. During those days, what were their cow feeding on? The Fulanis. What were they feeding on? They were not carrying cow around. The North, they have enough land for these cows to go around that. Why are they still coming down to the east here? Now, let's just remember what happened in Edo State, the Uromi attack. The truth is that Edo State people they were not supposed to do that thing, but because of these Fulanis have given them hell. In fact, their life are threatened by these Fulani people. That's why they had to kill those men. And another thing is that they saw them with a gun. So you can see that Edo State have had enough of their threats. So they had to revenge back. And guess what? Guess what Tinubu did? Immediately he told them to fish out the people that did that. But when these Fulanis were killing them, he never gave any order. I'm just surprised that Tinubu is even trying to involve himself in Israel war. And when you have not finished killing the ones that are terrorizing your country, the ones that are inside your country, you're putting your mouth in another. This government, truly, Nigerian government is, we don't even have a government, we don't have a president. So now, Ipob are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being tried under dead laws, and also like this trial or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial and Simeon Ekpa's trial has actually revealed and showed us the ones that are true saboteurs and the ones that are truly supporting Biafran movement. So now, the only thing we're asking is that Chukwuka Abiyama gives us life, so one day we can tell the full story of those who helped the struggle and those who slowed it down with their selfishness and pride. Let us open our eyes, let us protect IPOP from those who pretend to be friends, but they are really IPOP. So Biafra is coming. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is set to be released on the 18th of July because, in fact, the case was closed. The case was closed because they don't have, in fact, they don't have any case to answer. They don't have any case to answer. That's just it. They don't have any case to answer. So now, Nigeria is suffering. People are saying that Nigeria is suffering, or the thing that is happening in Nigeria today is as a result of what the North cost or what the Middle Belt costs. So Nigerian suffering is God's words. That's what some people are saying. Nigerian suffering is God's words from jailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB declares Middle Belt attacks worsen. So people are saying that, or IPOB are saying that this thing that is happening in Benue State now, or in the north, is because of they illegally detained Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB says Nigeria is facing divine punishment for persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The group demands a national apology and warns that bloodshed will not end until justice is done. So I hope they are saying that bloodshedding will not stop until peace will be. It's not a coincidence. They said it's God's punishment for the way the Nigerian government has treated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, in their words, they said Nigeria mocked and persecuted a prophet of God. You guys know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet from God, a prophet of God that has been preaching to Nigerians what will happen. Yes, a leader that saw it actually have the solution. Yes, have the solution. Nigerian government were not seeing it. In fact, like I always like Shore said, oh sorry, like P2B said, Nigeria doesn't need another president. Nigeria needs a leader that can see what will happen in the future. Nigerian government are not concerned with this thing. They don't care. They are not actually seeing from that side of what will happen in the future. Now, people are suffering it now. They describe Kanu not just as a political leader, but as a messenger sent from God to warn Nigeria about danger. But instead of listening, the government abducted him from Kenya, tortured him, and locked him up unjustly. They kept him on the ground, locked him up, tortured him. Now, IPOB says the bloodshed happening across the country is a direct result of ignoring that warning. So, because of Nigerian government has, have rejected or ignored what Mazi Khan has been saying against or saying about the dangers of this Fulani men, because they ignored it, the result is showing now. This is the outcome. This is what IPOB is saying. The outcome is what is happening in Benue State. Do you know what happened in Benue State actually claimed 200 lives? Children were burnt alive. Children were slitted on their throats. That massacre is not even a good thing at all. So the IPOB statement refers to the Bible. They refer to the Bible. They said that they compared Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to prophets like Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Elijah, people who warned their nations in the past but was ignored or punished. They say a nation that rejects its redeemer must prepare to meet its ruin. In their words, they said if you punish the person, the truth is, if you punish a person that is trying to save you, you're only preparing yourself for destruction. That's just the truth. Now, they also describe the Nigerian media and security service, especially the DSS, as part of the problem, accusing them of lying and misleading the public about the whole real enemies of Nigeria. DSS, in fact, you cannot tell me that DSS, the Chief of Defense Staff, doesn't know what happened in Benue State. And you cannot tell me that Chief of Defense Staff doesn't know the people that are actually the true sponsors of insecurity in Nigeria. These people know all these things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will always tell you that you see Nigerian government has refused to solve the problem of Nigeria from the roots. They are just beating around the bush. That is why everything in Nigeria is irrelevant. There is nothing like freedom. In fact, a country that your life is meaningless without freedom. Everyone in this country is vulnerable. Even in your own house, these people that died in Yelewata, they were in their own house and then they were also living as refugees in Yelewata. They ran because of they left their community. They ran away from these bad guys. They left their homes and came to Yelewata for refuge. And guess what? They came and killed them in their home. They did not step out. So even in your own house, you don't have peace. You don't have peace because these bad guys can come at any time and buy you even in your own house. That's what is happening in Nigeria today. These people are no longer scared again. Then the military, the soldiers that they send, the laborers they send to the bush, they don't even give them weapons. We have seen many videos of them complaining that they are not weaponized. Do you know that these bad guys are more weaponized than Nigerian soldiers? They are more weaponized. These people they carry machine gun, carry different kind of weapon that the military don't use. But you will see the according to what a Nigerian soldier that came out to condemn, to lambast his superior, the commandant, deputy commandant. He said instead of him to recognize the soldiers, he's using the money to build house for Fulani, the same people that are terrorizing the whole Nigeria. DSS used billions of naira to build school. Please, what business does DSF have with politics, like in building school? You see their job. They have left their responsibility to do the responsibility of a politician. So, what is DSS business in building Islamic school? Not just a school, oh, but a religious school. Guys, you can see these DSS cannot come to the east or southeast or southwest to build school. That's to tell you that this country they only sideline one particular tribe. They make their cows superior. An Hausa man, do you know what's shocking me? A Fulani man came out to say that his calf's life is more important than a woman's life. In fact, it's more important than 150 people, meaning that he can kill 150 person if a calf or his calf goes down. Nobody has gone after him. The same IGP of police that came and said that he's going to arrest anyone that criticize any government official did not see this man. They will not go after him. But it's innocent ones that will go after people that are saying that they are hungry. These are the people they will go after. You can see the corruption in this country, and you're telling me that we have a government. We don't. They don't listen to the people. There's when the people is not there, then there's nothing like democracy. So now they also describe the Nigerian media as security service, especially the DSS, as part of the problem, accusing them of lying and misleading the public about the real enemies of Nigeria or who they are. So now here IPOB's message becomes more controversial. Now this is where IPOB's message is now more controversial. Now they claim that the real terrorists are not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB members, but rather foreign-backed Fulani headers. Like I said, even Bauchi governor came out to say that Nigerian government use Nigerians' resources to do what? To accommodate bandits, to accommodate Fulani men. That is why you see that they are more weaponized than Nigerian army. They know. Who doesn't know that it's them that is sponsoring these people? They accuse the Nigerian government of protecting these headers who have been accused of violent attacks in Benue, Plateau, and other regions. They said the media is helping to cover up the truth by forcing on Ipob while ignoring the daily mass killing and land takeover happening in the Middle Belt. They say entire communities have been wiped out and replaced by armed invaders from the Sahel. So IPOB believes Nigeria's insecurity crisis is not just political but spiritual. They said the killing, the displacement and violence are signs of divine punishment, and that no military or police action can stop it unless Nigeria repents and apologizes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They say Nigeria committed the sin of Pharaoh by hardening its heart and rejecting the truth. And that's until the country, both the government and citizens, publicly and privately apologize to Nnamdi Kanu, the sufferings will continue. So now, here is what IPOB are demanding. They are saying they are demanding for a national apology to Nnamdi Kanu, not just the government, but also by citizens who joined in mocking or falsely accusing him. Also, they are demanding for a return to truth and justice. They want them to stop spreading lies about IPOB and Kanu. And also they are demanding for an immediate action to stop the killings in Benue State, Plateau State, and across the country. They want that until this thing is done, the siege will not be lifted, meaning Nigeria will keep experiencing suffering, bloodshed, and insecurity. Now the truth is, let's take back and look at the bigger picture of this. Now let's take back and look at the bigger picture of this. Whether or not you agree with IPOB, their message raises deep questions like why is insecurity in Nigeria getting worse despite trillions spent on security? We need to be we need to be asking ourselves this thing. Why is insecurity in Nigeria getting worse despite trillions spent on security? Why are the real killers rarely arrested? Why? Chief of Defense Staff said he's going to, or he promised Nigeria that he's going to arrest Tujibelo or capture, bring down Tujibelo. What is happening? This is 9 months and still counting. Tujibelo is still walking about freely, terrorizing. In fact, the worst that shocks me is that Katsina State had a peace talk with bandits Ade Aleru. This is the most wanted terrorist in Nigeria. In fact, military personnel or Nigerian military has declared that man most wanted. But this same man was seen dining with military men. Was seen. In fact, there was a peace talk that happened in Katsina. Elders came, elders in Katsina were the attendees of this meeting. Even Nigerian soldiers were the attendees. You're looking at the person face to face. In fact, you're with the person that you said is the most wanted terrorist in Nigeria, and you're not catching him. Let's ask ourselves this question. Can you see what Nigerian governments are doing? They know these people. In fact, they know their hideouts. Chief of Defense Staff said that he's going to capture Tujibile, but up to now, nothing has been done. These people they are not working. If they're working, all this thing will not happen. So now, why are the real killers rarely arrested? Why is Nnamdi Kanu still being held without any real evidence of terrorism? That's one question. In fact, our ground now, the ground we are standing on is that there's no evidence that can prove that this man is an evidence. That's the ground IPOPs they are standing on now. Why is Nnamdi Kanu still being held without any real evidence of terrorism? And then lastly, could there be truth in the claim that Nigeria is facing spiritual consequences for injustice? So IPOB has made their position clear. Nigeria is under judgment because of the injustice done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They believe only truth, apology, and repentance can heal the land. People believe that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only thing that can restore peace and unity in this country, and it is true. Ever since he was detained, insecurity has worsened. So you cannot say that, or okay, looking at what happened in Benue State, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually in detention. So will you say that the thing that happened in Benue State was conducted by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Will he be in detention IPOB? He accuses Christian security.
my people, my family members, they died in this house. 11. And some died in the other store. 8. Some died here. My whole family members that died yesterday, day before yesterday, on that very day, there were 20. That is my own family members. I'm not talking about any other thing. That is my own family members. This is my store. Those shops are my stores. Those places are being burned.
Please walk.
Those places, this place is being burned. Here and up, my house is up there. That place also is burned. And the store where I pack my goods, I store my goods everywhere has burned. They burned my clothes, they burned everything, they burned our food, all my family members. What we came out with is our clothes, what we wear. And I, standing here, this is what I came out with. And this is the only thing that I have. There's no anything with me.
Can you recount the incident as it happened that particular day? Tell us what happened. What did you hear? What did you see?
On that very day, rain started in the evening. So we entered, I slept there. So I was sleeping around 10:20. We had gunshot at back there. So before we could notice that something has happened, Fulani men, they entered this place.
How are you sure they are Fulani men?
Because they were speaking and I was inside the room and I heard them clearly. Not somebody told me. I was inside the room there and they surrounded that room. I escaped narrowly. My brothers born in this house. Some escaped. My dad born in this house.
So, guys, you heard the man said that it was Fulani people that conducted the attack at Yelewata, Benue State, because of some people that will come and accuse Ipob. Anything that is happening now, they say it's Ipob that did that. They don't know that Ipob are the ones even fighting these Fulani men. So now, because of the people that will come and say or accuse IPOB, so they know people that are sponsoring these people. They know them, but for one reason, they have refused to go after them. For one reason. So now, remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching to them about the dangers of these Fulani men? They did not listen. Take a look at the old broadcast of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
They have turned their attention to the West. They are forcibly occupying their land and telling them that they cannot do anything about it. A whole presidency in a country openly and brazenly supporting terrorists. All of you watching and listening all over the world, you know that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist organization. You know that. They have killed. They have said that Benue State is theirs for the taking as a spoil of war. All of you are aware of it. You know what they are doing. Anywhere you have Fulani headsmen, terrorists for that matter, they tell you, oh, they are pastoralists. They are allowed to do their businesses in the forest. All of you are aware of it. But you kept quiet, hoping that somehow Tinubu will emerge as the president, or an Igbo man will come as the president, and your family will start enjoying. But in the meantime, you have no more farmlands, you have no more forests, you have nowhere you can call your own home. The same stupidity exhibited by Hausa peasants that enabled Fulani to take Sokoto from them, that enabled Fulani to take Katsina from them, that enabled Fulani to take even Kanu from them. Every Hausa land is occupied either by a Fulani emir or a Fulani governor. Some of you don't want to reason you.
So, guys, that was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually preaching to Nigerians of the dangers of these Fulani men. So, guys, let me know what you think about this headline. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. So, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.